Hey, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Horror. This is episode 9. And of course, I'm Mary Girl Moody. And my special guest tonight is, of course, Kenny.
Hello.
And so Joseph and Rhiannon might join us. They are also
Yay.
going to be guests on the live stream. I sent them invites. All they need to do is accept them if they would like to be on the show.
Well, I sure hope so, because I don't want to be another negative Nancy, but they leave me no choice.
Well, I tried to be positive last week, Kenny. I tried. I'm going to give my show, American Horror Story, the benefit of the doubt 100%. And Kenny, where the fuck do we begin?
Well, I feel like we would be doing this show a disservice if we were just like ass kissers and was like, oh my God, this episode was fantastic. Like, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
What people kind of accused me of for episode 8 is sort of being an AHS ass kisser. And maybe they're right, but I'm just holding on hope. I'm optimistic that the show will get better. And then I see episode 9 and then I ripped it to shreds in my review. And and then people ripped me because they hated the jokes that I put on Madison. It's just a joke. I know a lot of people who watch my videos, they really hate Madison Montgomery. So I just put a joke in there about how Cordelia bitch slapped her this episode, how we all wanted to bitch slap Madison. And you have no freaking idea how many people took that offensively.
Oh, God.
I know, it's pretty insane. Guys, do not forget, if you are enjoying the episode, please don't forget to thumb it up. And let's go. Kenny and I are going to go on ahead and review episode 9 with you guys. And it was written by Asha Michelle Wilson, and it was directed by Jennifer Arnolds. And okay, so it starts out with Jeff and Mutt. Remember, that's Billy and Evan's characters. And Jeff is bitching about the Antichrist, not knowing what to do. And oh my God, it was so fucking annoying. Am I right, Kenny? Because Jeff was bitching about the Antichrist, and the Antichrist bitches all the time. And it just, God, it was just nothing but a bunch of whiny idiots the first few minutes of the episode, and it was annoying. And the cooperative is finally mentioned by Venable when she comes in. And when Jeff and Mutt don't take her seriously as what she's trying to get the point across for, she quits. And this inspires Jeff to come up with an idea in regards to like the apocalypse, the structure, all that stuff. And it gets into that a little bit later in the episode. Notice I said a little bit later into the episode. The whole freaking episode is nothing but one freaking flashback. And I do get comments too about how this episode is not a flashback, that it is in the present. I don't understand where people's logic come in on that. This is before the apocalypse. It's before what happened currently. So how can it be the present? I just don't get it.
I think they really made a mistake with calling the season Apocalypse. I really do.
Yes.
Because it's like every season, the title is, okay, Murder House. It's obvious that's Murder House. Asylum, it's obvious. Coven, it's like all obvious. But this season, it's like, it was like the first 3 episodes, and it wasn't even like an actual, we were just underground. Like, oh, yes. Like, I don't even know. I mean, some people were saying they should have called it like Fallout, but it's like, we don't even get that though for only 3 episodes.
Part 2 or something like that.
Right. Like, they could have at least said like maybe AHS, like well, maybe like Academy, since it was at the Warlock School the whole time, pretty much. Or I don't know. I don't even know.
It's just, it bounces around so frequently and so often that it honestly was just better off just telling the story in a straight narrative rather than going back. And sadly, once again, we got freaking flashbacks within a flashback in this episode. And it was just really annoying.
And I was getting pissed reading comments. I had to just like I had to not read comments because people were like, "Why are you bitching about this season? It's it's amazing, this and this and that." They're like, "Oh, just because the apocalypse doesn't have." I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, but I kind of have a right to bitch about the season not being apocalypse since I don't know it's called apocalypse."
Yeah.
Just saying, there.
And
I mean, it should have been called flashback, honestly.
And Michael was here's my biggest gripe about this, Kenny. And I just have to get it off my chest because it just eats at me, Kenny. It eats at me. And in the most wrong way, too. Michael Langdon was such a strong character in the beginning. He was so formidable, powerful. I mean, my God, he was so on point. His eye makeup was on point. And then they just turned him into a whiny fucking teenager. And I get it. All of a sudden he aged 10 years overnight. So mentally, he didn't age. Physically, he aged. So I get that. In certain ways, he is still a child. But
I'm not understanding the whole he doesn't know what to do. Like he doesn't. Yeah. I'm not like you can't. Oh my God! It's sad to say the last ever promo is for this season is on Twitter.
Shit. Okay, we're gonna have to go watch it then, Kenny. Absolutely.
It better be damn good. It better be damn good. It better blast me off this seat right now, or I'm gonna get pissed.
Kenny, I don't know what to do. Should we watch it even? Because what if it's not good? We're going to be so disappointed. And then
what if it is good and we're just like trash talking them? They're like, well, damn, y'all haven't even seen the. Ooh, I feel like we need to count the people comment and we'll have them watch it for us. We'll talk about it in a little bit, and then we'll see. Like, I don't know if I want to watch it. You guys let us
know if it was
worth even watching, or it's probably just one of those. It's gonna have a bunch of scenes from like 1 through 9. You know what I mean? And have like maybe 2 seconds of next week's. And if that's the case, I'm gonna get pissed.
Seriously. Elementary school dropout says AHS flashback, instead of AHS apocalypse.
Pretty much.
I agree with Ronnie Harris right here in the comments. Ronnie says, I think it's just poor planning. And I agree. It seems like they were going to do something else for season 8 of American Horror Story, and then just all of a sudden decided to just say, fuck it, and do the Murder House Coven crossover and just threw that shit together because I bet you $1 million the actors could do it this year, but they couldn't do it next year for the crossover. What's wrong, Vinny?
And I think that's part of the problem.
So they probably could not get the actors together next year. It was only this year. Therefore, they had to write something quickly. And it started out great because I'm sure Ryan and Brad, started out with the whole season writing it. And then sadly, the new writers that took over it, who were doing the episode, I don't really know how they plan it and how they write it. So I apologize.
I'm gonna say this about them, and this is what I think is all alleged, of course. I think that they went with what was the rumor for the title of this show? It wasn't like
Radioactive.
Radioactive. I think that's what they were gonna go with, something like that. And they started to make characters such as Venable, Gallant, and things of that nature. And then I think they were still writing it, and then they sort of because everybody else's schedules, like Jessica, Thaisa, whoever, etc., they were just like, oh, shoot, we told the fans we were going to do this. Like, we can't do it next year. And, the show's only going for 10 seasons. So they sort of brought that in to what they were already writing with Radioactive and sort of, because that's why and I'm not trying to trash Venable's character, but.
Oh, no, Venable's character was great.
Right. But it's like, I feel like they already wrote her in and they didn't want to just erase her character. So they kind of tied it in. And I feel like maybe that's the reason why they killed off Emily and Timothy and stuff, because they're like, okay, well, we got to trash this idea, but we still got to put it in the first few episodes. And then they just sort of, ever since episode 7, I feel like they were just really just making up a bunch of shit and going with it. Like, oh, this sounds good. Let's do this. Let's write this in.
Yeah.
It didn't really seem well thought at all.
Put that shit in there.
And I would much rather have seen, even though I didn't like him, I did not like his character in season 3, Evans. I would have much rather saw him than this Steve Jobs wannabe I don't even know what to call them. I forget their names. Like Mutt and
Those
whatever.
two shitbags are the two who gave Michael the idea for the apocalypse, the idea for the funding, and the idea for the cooperative. No fucking way. I mean, I just honestly thought it would be better than something like that. It just seems like lazy fucking writing to make those two fucktards to be the top or the ones, behind it all. And, to me also when Miss Mead told Michael about how those two guys were handsome, it kind of seemed to me like he figured out that they were possibly influencing her words. So I believe Michael's obviously
I
going.
really feel like it was a last minute decision. They were 3 episodes in, or maybe two episodes in to Radioactive, and they said, "Well, we gotta hurry and we gotta tie it all in, because this is how it's only gonna work." I really feel like that's the case because it didn't seem well planned, and it wasn't cohesive in a way of
Yeah, it really
like
didn't.
it wasn't.
Well, let's review it very quickly so that way we can kind of talk a little bit more about this because I want to talk more about the Romanovs because that completely is a great example, Kenny, of what you're talking about things that popped up.
Well, they are saying Jessica's in the promo, so I mean, I feel like that's enough to make me want to watch it.
Okay, let's go watch it. Okay. All right, fuck this. Let's go do it. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so disappointed. It's just like I said in my review, I'm sure it was a good episode, but sadly, because the episode is still in the past, it's sadly keeping me from enjoying them. So I don't know. I'm. It was a good episode, absolutely. I was just expecting to come more into the present at this time. So, all right, let's do screen share and let's go watch this sucker. All right, volume is up. Volume is up. All right, here we go. Huh. Jessica didn't even save that promo. Oh,
right.
Did I just say that out loud? I'm sorry. Shit, I'm sorry. I hope I did not offend anybody, but that's true.
I was gonna say that actually. Hey, somebody joined. Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey, Rhiannon, is that you? Or is that Joseph? Oh, Rhiannon, yeah. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. Sorry, I looked like crap when I got home from work, but
oh God, no, I'm so glad that you joined us. Hang on, let me go back really quickly so we can see that dreadful so we can see that dreadful teaser one more time. Which name do you prefer to go by? Do you want to go by Kinky or do you want to go by Rhiannon?
Kitty would be great.
Kitty would be I love the name
Kitty.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So, Kitty, were you able to watch the episode?
No.
Oh, okay.
You can spoiler me if you need to, though.
Honey, you didn't miss much.
Kenny,
another fuck week. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I've said the fuck word at least 18 fucking times, and we've only been on the episode on this episode for like 10 minutes so far. It's okay. I get it.
2 weeks of no. Oh God, fluff.
Yeah. So let's look one more time at this promo for next week. And sadly, Jessica doesn't even save it. So let's look one more time, viewers, and then we'll take some of your comments and then let's kind of see if let's review the episode since I kind of haven't gotten there yet. Kenny and I have been bitching Kitty about the episode and shit that we don't like. So we've just been kind of griping lately. All right, here we go. Let's look at it one more time. I gotta look at that because it looked like, hold on, it was the one with the knife right there that looked like almost, that was pretty cool. All right, so yeah, that's that's tough. That's some tough stuff, guys.
Okay, can we pause for a second? Okay, Tammy said in the comments she heard this is Evan's last season. I heard that too. So why didn't we get Kyle or anybody? Like, it's not like he's gonna come back, right? If it's his last season.
Huh. I guess it is good. I didn't think it was. I thought that was just a rumor. And that it was like some sort of misinterpretation of what he had said. Huh. I guess I'll have to go back and look at that again because I didn't think this was Evan's last season. But I don't know. I mean, I just wish I was enjoying this season like I was in the beginning of it now, you know?
Okay, where's Kyle though? Like,
I don't know. Zoe said she can't live without him and now he's gone and she's living.
She's living pretty damn good without him.
She's doing pretty well, not anymore.
Yeah.
So let's move into that. Speaking of, let's go ahead and just spoil shit straight up for Kitty over here, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So at Miss Rubbershow's Academy, Mallory can't resurrect a bird, and she's kind of freaking out, wondering what's going on with her powers and why they've left her. But Cordelia and Myrtle insist that she's just trying too hard. Cordelia tells all the witches not to be afraid because Michael, even though he says he's coming for them, she's enchanted the house to where demons, bad people, they can't enter the house. Lo and behold, here comes Dinah Stevens, and she just does her voodoo, and it just opens the door for Michael and Miss Mead. And I have to say that this was the only cool part of the episode, is when Michael and Miss Mead surprise the witches. Queenie and Zoe are teaching some witches in like one of the common rooms, and they're there with Bubbles. And Michael walks in and, he's like, I'm here for revenge, witches. And Queenie and Zoe try to kill him, but he just turns it around and ends up killing everybody basically in the entire room except for Queenie and Zoe. Oh, Dennis.
Well, nah.
That was an epic fail on stream.
I am so sorry, guys. My son is over there having some gas. That's terrible, Venice. Thanks for doing that on my live stream, honey. I appreciate it. So, kids. So, Dinah basically, in exchange for her doing this, Satan has greenlit her 13 episodes of her talk show. I like the 13 thing.
Well, you forgot to mention that Miss Mead blasted Queenie and Zoe into Mars with her gun.
With her gun, and Queenie tries to slit her own. Venice, please go up there and wait for Dad with them, okay? I'm so sorry. I'm not going to talk about this stuff with my kid around, and my kid keeps jumping around. Baby, Venice is farting and jumping around and causing a lot of ruckus on the live stream. He's waiting for you. Could you please do with what you need? I appreciate it. Kids, it's great birth control, I'm sure, out there for those of you who don't have them. So I guess Zoe and Queenie are trying to work with some nails with their witches or something. They try to use that to kill Michael, and of course he uses the nails to kill them, and it's just insane. Yeah. Miss Mead has a freaking gun in her right arm. She didn't know she was a robot in my ass. She freaking takes off her hand and says, I was built for this, and just takes it off and just starts blowing everybody away, which was so reminiscent of Coven when Hank did that at Marie Laveau's shop. It just seemed to me like they pulled that one from a previous season and isn't really anything original. No. Anyway, so poor Bubbles even is killed. She gets a whole thing of nails right to her gorgeous face. And
Bubbles.
Or R.I.P. Bubbles. I'm so sorry. And so Queenie tries to use her magic to slit Miss Mead's throat, but of course she's an android. It's not going to do anything for her. So of course Miss Mead shoots and kills Queenie. So Zoe and Queenie are dead, and basically the entire Coven was just sitting in that room with them. And Cordelia and them never heard any of the gunshots. They only heard the girls screaming, which is really fucking weird. But Cordelia, Myrtle, Coco, Madison, and Mallory escaped the carnage of the house just in time, leaving Michael to throw his usual teenage temper tantrum. Now, Jeff and Mutt, it was pretty ingenious. They installed cameras inside Miss Mead where they could watch what Michael's doing, and even they can type their responses for Miss Mead to say. It's pretty cool. Now, they do give Michael the idea to form the Cooperative, which is a code name for the Illuminati, and that it would basically, I'm sorry, I keep hitting my desk. It would basically be his personal army of rich people who would do whatever he wanted. Which, you know, again, I totally understand that, but I just can't believe that two coked up computer nerds, gave Michael the idea for the Cooperative and the apocalypse. It's just seems like shitty writing. For God's sakes, they use the word bro at the end of every single one of their sentences.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can I say something about the Coven shooting real quick?
Please, because
I have three
shit with this whole thing about the whole two idiots.
I have three, actually probably more if I really sat here and thought about it. Number one, what the flying Chuck was Dinah's beef with the Coven. Like, why was she like, oh, you know,
she fell him out for a TV show? Yeah.
Well, it's not even that though. It's like, why does she not even have any remorse, just killing innocent? Like, I couldn't even see why she would want to kill Cordelia though. Like, what did she do to her?
Yeah.
Like,
you know, I guess bitches be desperate in American Horror Story. I mean, Satan seems like he's getting a shit ton of souls as like a blue light special. I mean, for goodness sakes, this woman, Dinah Stevens, sold her soul to Satan for 13 episodes of her own pilot season. She allowed Michael to murder an entire house of witches, and all she got out of it was 13 episodes of a pilot season. That's cheap. Dinah's a cheap hoe. I mean, I'm sorry, but she is.
Okay, also, you know, since they're hiding from, you know, somebody like Michael, you know, they had the idea, of course, to go to Misty's shack, you know, after everybody got killed. But I'm like, why would they stay at the Coven house? Like, that's pretty obvious. Like,
you've pissed off the Antichrist coming for you. Why would you go home?
Literally, like, that's the first place he's gonna go to. Like, I didn't understand why did it take the whole Coven getting killed for them to realize that? Like, you should have just already went somewhere else. Like,
seriously, I just don't understand. You've angered the Antichrist. We're not talking about somebody who's just ordinary here. We're talking about the Antichrist, for God's sakes. And you just go home. Yeah, that's just shitty writing. I'm sorry, but anybody in this world would.
And I have one more bone to pick.
Oh, please.
I can say at least thank you, you know, to the writers for at least finally letting us see Queenie use her powers since Hotel.
True.
Literally. But how were they not okay? They just stood there and got shot. Like, remember in Coven when they were doing the test and they were doing the I forget what it's called, but they were playing hide and seek and they were just not teleporting or whatever. But like, seemed to me if somebody's got a gun to your head, that would be a good time to use it instead of hide and freaking seek. Like,
you know, I've thought the same thing, and maybe Kitty can attest to this as well. Sorry, when the witches, when their emotions are running high, it doesn't seem like they have their wits about them. You know what I mean? So remember when the zombies were attacking the Coven in the Halloween episode? The girls could have easily just, you know, just slithered away like, you know, they did in the Seven Wonders like we were talking about. But they didn't. There were many powers that they could have used to get rid of the zombies, but they didn't. And the whole thing is that their emotions were running high, and sadly, at a panicking situation, people panic and they don't know what to do, where other people, it's like they're built for it and they know exactly what to do. And sadly, those witches panicked.
Oh, yeah.
So pretty much
could be wrong.
pretty much their teleportation situation is only good for like hide and seek. I'm just they could have just teleported upstairs. Oh shit, Cordelia. Oh, everybody's getting shot. Oh, let's all leave,
Get your witch ass down here. Oh, I'll be right there.
Literally, like they just it's like Zoe at least. She's like just stood there and got shot. Granted, it was probably like like
when he did throw the nails, she did dodge him. She did go down for that.
Right.
When Miss Mead took off her thing with the gun, she just fucking stood there, and so did Queenie. And then Queenie's like, Mead, how are you?
At least Queenie tried. At least she tried. I'll give Queenie that.
And Queenie did have her wits about her when she tried to, do herself in, but she didn't realize that Mead was a robot. However, Kenny, if you were to come visit me and you were to say I was built for this and then take off your arm and show me a gun, I think at that point that maybe you're not human anymore. I don't know.
Much.
Maybe that's just me.
And well, since she slit her throat and it looked like milk was coming out of her neck. Like that's obviously not like human.
Yeah.
Like got milk. Like it looked like what was I just
not
didn't
to like
that.
I don't see that's one thing I don't understand myself because I'm such a nerd. When Bishop dies in Alien or Aliens, one of the two, where he's ripped in half or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like milky crap coming out of him, and he's a damn android. I'm like, why?
It seems like that's where they got the inspiration for Miss Mead. It's from the movies. I think Ryan. I think Aliens was a '90s movie, and Ryan.
Yep.
Has a big affinity for the 90s era, which I don't blame him. It was the best era for everything. Movies, music, entertainment in general. It was one of the best eras in the entire decade.
I just forgot something. They said it in the comments. Where were the bodyguards, like the albino people? Where were they? Like
they must not have got paid.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but that's a good point. Where the hell did they go? They were right there to kidnap Miss Mead. Maybe they're on like a pager system.
I just can't wrap my brain around the fact that they stayed
probably
at
putting on
sunscreen.
House.
Literally.
Nice.
They were just in the backyard sunbathing. They didn't hear anything. They had headphones on.
No, when the witches, they do escape to Misty's cabin, like Kenny says, and then we get verification that Misty is off gallivanting with Stevie Nicks.
I call bullshit. Bullshit.
I think that was fantastic. I mean, obviously it's bullshit, but I mean,
that's
thought
just
a good.
That's their way of saying like we couldn't get Lily for this episode, so we're just gonna give her a happy ending, which I'm not mad at, but come on, really.
So, I agree.
I find it hard to believe that Misty would be out partying with Stevie. Meanwhile, Cordelia is, dealing with all sorts of issues, and like I feel like the real Misty would have been helping. I'm sorry.
Cordelia did go off gallivanting while Misty was stuck in hell.
True.
She didn't even try to go get her, but then again, she didn't have the power to. So, he is the Antichrist. So, I guess there is a catch-22 there. That is kind of weird. But I mean, I'm just glad that they addressed where Misty was, because that was something that I put in my ambiguous questions that had yet to be answered video, and we had no idea what the hell happened to Queenie, Zoe, or Misty. And so finally, now we at least have those answers. Now, Cordelia's spirit, I guess it goes into Decensium or whichever, but her spirit goes back to the academy, and she tries to bring back the dead witches with their powers, but sadly their souls are gone. And then this is when Madison admits to Cordelia that it's something that Michael can do that she saw in the murder house. And this is when Cordelia slaps Madison and blames her for basically killing the entire coven for failing to tell Cordelia about this. Now, I was making a joke about it in my review about how Cordelia bitch slaps Madison like for her stupidity, like we all want to do. But I don't see why Cordelia blamed Madison. However, I understand it. I don't think the slap was deserved, I think that Cordelia let her emotions push her to a point where she didn't want to get. I don't think that slapping her was fitting, but I think it made a lot of fans happy. That's another thing out there that I think that American Horror Story did, much like the Tate Violet reunion. I think that was another thing that they really tried just to make fans happy.
I got a flashback to Fiona when she slapped Madison.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one, too.
Can I bring up 2 gripes about Michael?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'm so pissed off that he's the last episode he was walking around having his 40 days in the woods like Jesus did.
Yeah.
You know, I'm okay, I can deal with that. I'm but you're being a whiny little bitch. You know? I'm could you not? Because one, the Antichrist, because I was brought up in a Southern Baptist household, the Antichrist is supposed to be this smooth talker, this polished,
I know that's
dapper
right. Preach.
thing. And that is not Michael at all.
It's like you need to tell Michael to pick up his skirt, grab his balls, and be a man.
Exactly. And it's seriously. And then with Mutt and Jeff, how in the hell would they come up with anything intelligent when freaking not God, I've taken my meds. Not Tate's person, not the Tate, but the other one, the dark-haired one, the one I can't stand anyway.
Billy.
Yeah, Billy Eichner. Oh my God. If he is not smart enough to know that he's getting a blowjob, he is not coming up with some Illuminati nonsense.
Quote of the night.
Sorry.
That pretty much sums it up for
Those are
everybody.
some pretty good valid gripes, I must say, Kitty.
Kitty summed up the whole season with that sentence.
Now, for those of you out there who thought that Mallory can do some time shift shit, you guys were right. Mallory can turn back time. Yeah, it's so bullshit. So it seems our Mallory saved the deer that we saw before in a previous episode by reversing the flow of time and sending it back to its youth. So she can save the coven this way by going back in time. But sadly, though, nobody's ever done it. And the reason why is because the process can kill them. So I just don't know what to think of the whole fucking time thing. They won't write that aliens were the one who created Miss Mead. They'll write that those 2 fucking morons did. And
because that's more plausible,
I guess. And then they won't freaking, I just don't get it. This season, they really went overboard. But
there's too many things going on and not enough stuff being explained.
Seriously, it's just
here is your can of mixed vegetables for this season. There you go.
Yeah. And see, I wouldn't even be mad about all of this if it was more than 10 episodes. But the fact that we got 10 episodes and quite frankly, not enough minutes in a freaking episode. Like last week's was 36?
Yeah. And this one
was 38.
It was only 38. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they fucking gave up this season.
Yeah. Last week's redeeming quality for me was Sandra Bernhardt. I was like, is that really her in a still? And then I started watching it. I said, oh, hell yes. Freaking Sandra Bernhardt. Hello.
All right. So let me know what you guys think about this. Now, as they're preparing to send Mallory back, as they're kind of getting a test ready for Mallory, Myrtle tells Mallory of the Romanovs and when they came into secession in Russia. And then the show flashes back to Siberia 1918. God, we've got a fucking flashback instead of a flashback. It's just, this week was just fucking insane. I could not take it, any of this shit this week. So we revisit the story of Anastasia Romanov and her family's subsequent murder. And right before they were killed, Anastasia had this necklace that she put on and used it to temporarily help her family abstain from being murdered, but it only worked temporarily and they were all ended up executed. Anyway, Myrtle says that Anastasia was a witch and sadly she wasn't powerful enough to protect her family. So Mallory's test is to go back in time and to stop the execution of the Romanovs. And so this test is to be sure that Mallory's power will work without risking her own death. Okay, so no one notices a hot Billy Lord in this freaking Siberia cellar where there's a shit ton of people in there. I don't get that. But sadly, it doesn't work. And Mallory is sent back to the present time. And she's got blood coming out of her ears and of her nose. That was the only other cool part in the episode. But Cordelia realizes basically that Mallory's powers will never bloom because she's the Supreme that's still alive. And she suggests that they invoke the sacred taking to Myrtle. And Myrtle refuses it and just suggests that they both go to the Hawthorne School to convince the Warlocks to join them in their fight against Michael, which they do. But they go there and all the Warlocks are dead. Every single one of them. Executed, dead, even Behold. And I was just... Number one, we didn't get to see it. Number two, I was pissed that Behold was dead. So I was really pissed again. Number one, that we didn't get to see Michael go kill them. And number two, that Behold had been murdered. So but anyway, the episode closes out with Michael meeting with the members of the cooperative and setting up plans for the outposts, the $100,000 to purchase for their family members and things like that. So guys, I cannot... with all in good honesty, give this episode a rating because it would be too low to score. I mean, don't get me wrong, the episode was definitely good, but as I said in my review, it seems like the writers just gave up and just took ideas from other seasons. And the season started off great, magnificent, in fact. But the second half flopped out of the ass of someone who clearly didn't have one fuck to spare. And that's just how I'm feeling right now with it. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewatch all the episodes again because I'm going to put out some theory videos and, get ready for the finale. And I hope I feel a little different, but that is how I feel about the season so far. And I'm really fucking sad.
It's like they were just throwing it together. Like, okay, well, we got, X amount of episodes left, so we just got to throw this in and hope it makes sense to everybody. That's what it is.
Yes. It was just too much. And like I said, I remember when I was talking about the aliens and being behind the technology of Miss Mead, and I thought maybe it would just be too much elements to add into the season, because if you add in too much, it's just going to clog the storyline, and you're not going to be able to get something smooth and cohesive for everybody to understand, and it'll like basically break the camel's back. And to me, it seems that it has. And I just want to say, guys, that this Sunday is going to be Supreme Spamming Sunday. So it's November 11th. And what we're going to do is we are going to send Ryan Murphy, American Horror Story, and Brad Falchuk messages that I should be a writer for American Horror Story and hashtag it Mary Girl for AHS. I'm sorry. Allergies are terrible here in Texas. It's 82 degrees. It's like it's 89 degrees outside right now. In the next hour, it's supposed to drop from 89 to 32. It's insane out here right now. So please excuse my cough. Weather's insane. But I really think I would get this show back on shape. I've kind of basically written a season, and I'll definitely do a video about that. But we're going to do that this Sunday, guys. And so expect another video about it. And yeah, I'll be on social media with you guys, and we'll all be doing it together. So, excuse me. And also, guys, next week, I'm having a special before the finale live stream, and Beyond the Horror, of course, will still be at the same time. But during those episodes, I'm giving away a bunch of gift cards and mystery boxes as prizes to a bunch of people. So get ready for that. And I am just really excited to be giving that away to a lot of people. Usually every year for Beyond the Horror, we do a contest where you guys can win a DVD. But this year, I just decided to give away a whole bunch of gift cards. So be there for it. And you guys have a ton of chances to win. So, Kitty, I know that you weren't able to watch the episode, but judging by what we have said, what do you think you would rate the episode?
Okay, did we get to see any of Stevie Nicks in the episode?
Nope. Just her name.
I can't even freaking No score.
Right. What about you?
I'm not giving it a score because I'm not. I don't want to be that mean tonight.
I think the same thing. I know. I just can't be. Everybody thought I was so mean in the review, and it was just a joke. So I don't want to give it a score tonight either because I think it would come out mean. And I couldn't even find a one-liner award this episode as well. And usually
Right?
it's very easy to find the one-liner award. I couldn't find one this episode. So
And this is sad because I had a crappy day at retail and wanted to come home and have like yay and no.
if they were having like 12 to 13 episodes and we just didn't have one left, it wouldn't have been so bad. But it looks like in that preview for next week that they are going to go back into the current timeline, but we're still going to get some more of the past in it. And I just wish, it just seems like they're a bunch of house painters that promise to have the house painted by a certain amount of time and date. And that time is fastly approaching and they don't know what the fuck to do. So they're just like doing whatever they can to paint. And even though it looks shitty, they're thinking, fuck it, it's done. That's what it seems like to me what the writers are doing right now, not the actors. The actors are really trying. They're doing a great job. But damn, those writers are just like I said, it seems like they said, nah, fuck it, it's fine.
I gotta say also, like, if we look back, like the whole series, like every before the finale episode is always like really good. Like, okay, Murder House, obviously the episode before the finale was amazing. Obviously the episode before Asylum's ending was amazing. Coven, Freak Show, just like this season's the only one where it's like the episode before the finale, it's not building up to anything. It's not making anybody, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not any more excited for the finale. I'm
dreading it.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna fuck it up. I just know it. And Kitty, by the way, Grays86 said poor Kitty was living Madison's hell.
Yes.
Aww.
Oh, yes.
And Kitty, my best friend, used to do retail as well, so I completely understand. Yes.
I am at least retail management, thank God. It's not quite as bad, but some parts of it is even fucking worse.
Yes, it is, because you're management. Absolutely.
I got a bone to pick again. Can I just fucking say, like, okay,
please, because
fucking Queenie, fucking Queenie, fucking Queenie. Okay, they already pissed me off. How many years ago was it when they just fucking killed her in Hotel? Like,
yeah,
like that already pissed me off. Like,
and then they put her back for a couple of episodes just to kill her again.
And it was just so useless. Her whole hotel appearance, like, oh, I'm gonna drink her blood and I'll have enough to kill the Countess. She didn't even kill her. She just slept with her and like booked it out of Dodge. Like, really? You needed to kill Queenie for what? Magical powers in the bed? Are you kidding me? Okay, so there's that. We wait. I guess 3 years later, and they kill her again.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, granted, they're probably going to go back in time and it's never going to happen, but still, though, like, she better get a happy ending.
Is loving our drag fest. And I do have to say that for season 6, Casey and I dragged episode 5 very terribly. And a lot of people didn't like it that we were doing that because they thought it was a great episode. So it's really nice that a lot of people are on our side this time and agree with me and Kenny when we say this episode was shit. It was shit. Shit, I tell you, shit. And I'm so sorry. I'm just so sad, though. I'm just disappointed.
Tammy said even The Walking Dead is better than this season.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Let's not get Tammy. Let's not tell lies now. Okay, The Walking Dead, even on its best day, is not better than American Horror Story episode 8.
Oh, yes, I just.
However, before the season 6 finale of The Walking Dead, I would have agreed with you. Okay, but I love you, Tammy. You and your Walking Dead. I know how much you love it.
Can I just say this? It'll be a cold day in hell before I give this season a 10 stars. All top stars, A+, because even if, let's just say, even if next week's episode blasts me off the couch and it wraps up everything, it's still like, we still got shitty episodes like before, and we still only got the apocalypse for only 3 episodes when the whole season is supposed to be revolved around it. Like, even if the episode is going to be amazing, which I think realistically the only reason or the only way it can be like tie in everything is if it's 3 fucking hours. It's not even that. It's going to be like what, 40? Literally, like.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like this, but I'm not going to like lie. Like it wasn't good.
I know. I mean, well, it wasn't great. It wasn't good, and it wasn't anything else other than bad. I mean, it's just they could have explained some of this shit earlier in the season. There was just, if they had expanded the episodes just a little bit longer, like they did episode 6, all of that could have been explained in past episodes, and then we could have been back to the present this time and had a nice build up for the finale. But
well, see, I feel like we would have a lot more less stress on it if it was 13 episodes. We could still sit here and say, okay, you know, these last 2 episodes weren't great, but you know what? We still got 3 more. But it's like we got 1 more.
And Adam Kidd says in the comments that he checked the TV guide and it says regular run time is 1 hour. Great.
So 8 minutes, pretty much.
Exactly. Not even 48 minutes. I mean, half of the episodes for the last 2 weeks have been commercials. It's just ridiculous. And I'm so sad because I was so excited for this season more than I had been. And again, this season started out stronger than any other.
And I gotta say this too. Like I was there on the live when we found out the title of the season with you. I was in the comments.
Yeah, that's right.
But how this is really sad if we can go from freaking out that, oh my God, the season's apocalypse. And we even really freaked the fuck out when we heard that Jessica was coming back. How is it we're going from freaking out to that to actually seeing her in a promo and we're just like, no, it's still not good.
Right. And we're like, meh. I mean, exactly, Kenny. What has this world gotten to that this is what has happened to us? Awful.
I'm sorry to say that. I don't think she can save it. I don't think she can save it at all.
Yeah. Sadly so. I agree. Quincy says they might be planning special episodes for the FX Plus people. I don't think so, Quincy. They wouldn't punish their cable provider or the cable provider with their app. It's just insane. More unanswered questions, and it was really that bad. I mean, it was bad. It was just so bad. It was worse than a Kardashian. A Kardashian wouldn't even have married it with all that money. That's just awful.
See, and I'm just like, okay, I can handle just having the 1 more episode because I survived watching Lost, but you know, I can have blissful optimism, but I don't even think no.
Seriously, none.
Like there is no amount of naked Tate butt, naked shrink butt that's gonna like even come close to like no.
Not even a constant scene would make me feel any sort of different.
And that's sad.
It is. It's really sad.
It's like having the worst day of your life at work and then coming home and hearing that you've won the lottery and it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't even make you any happier because your day was that shitty. But yeah, I guess we'll be back next week for it, you know. I mean, we're going to do the special before stream and the special after one. Kitty, if you want to join us for those as well, please come back. And then, of course, I always do a wrap up Beyond the Horror after the finale where we kind of go over everything today. So
Okay.
kind of go over the whole entire season, talked about episodes, scores, things like that. So yeah.
Okay, if you guys have any wood, we gotta knock on wood right now because I really, Lord knows, I really want the Before the Horror to be the last part where I'm gonna be pessimistic in a bad mood towards it, and I want the Beyond the Horror. I want to be happy. I want to.
Yes.
I want to speak it into existence. I don't even want to come on here getting mad. I don't want to, but I will if I need to.
That's right.
I hope. I hope.
All right. Well, before we wrap things up, do you guys have any final thoughts that you would like to express? Other than the episode didn't rank on our liking scale because we were expecting something much better?
Well, I hope in the finale we get to see more airtime for Connie Britton, if she's even coming back. Brighton,
yeah, she's
whatever
like
her last
ghosted
name
a lot
is.
of people, so you know
I don't know.
the 911 show and all that stuff.
Oh, I got one more fucking thing to say about the finale. If they fucking go back, and it's to where pretty much Moira does not leave the house, I will personally, I don't know what I'll do to Ryan. I will do
I know,
something.
right? If they take that back.
Ooh. I'm gonna leave it at that. Ooh.
What about you, Kitty? Is there any final thoughts or questions that you had?
I think I may have missed something in the past couple episodes. Did they ever explain why the hell Emily and
Literally
her boyfriend
saying, Timothy.
Yeah. What was the point in those two? Have we figured that out yet?
Nope.
No.
Still not.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, save American Horror Story. Jesus. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, also really quickly before we go, I wanted to show you very quickly that I got my Loot Crate and I have the American Horror Story Hotel Cortez keychain. And it had...
Oh, I know. I'm so jealous. I was screaming at the freaking phone when I watched that. I was like, oh!
So I have the number 64 keychain or a key on there for it, actually. Actually, look, it's weird, though. It's straight. It doesn't actually fit into anything. It doesn't have any teeth. But it's for, 64, and it's Hotel Cortez on it. It's so badass. I love it. So
hopefully the key leads to plausible answers we're going to be getting.
Yes, please, Key, give us unlock a great season finale for Apocalypse, please. Blow our Loot Crate gremlin socks off our feet.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. And thank you all, everybody in the comments. Thank you so much to Tammy for her moderation. I think BRT is in there somewhere. I'm not sure. And thank you so much to everybody who has been here watching. I sincerely appreciate it. And we'll be back next week. And of course, tomorrow we have weekly Wednesday live stream. So thank you all again so much for watching. And thank you so much to Kenny and Kitty for being my guests on the show.
Yay,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was fun.
Absolutely. Well, we will be back for you guys next week. So be ready for that finale. And thank you all again for watching. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
All right. Bye.